Oh, morning. Another fine morning with Gommies Workshop, and it is time for some famous hands. Now, as you chaps know, who have been following the recent build, I've been doing this lovely little super sweat ball putt for John at UKM. I've built 4 of these now. I'm quickly just going to run you through how we strip them down and how we clean them, etc, etc. So we're going to start with this one. So I've been firing. No. You have to imagine there's a barrel in there, okay? I mean, you don't honestly. Well, you know, seeing as some people on YouTube are really anal. Okay, there's a barrel, and I've just broke a ball. Obviously, we're going to take the barrel out and we're going to squeegee the barrel, right? Okay. I don't really need to tell you that bit, do I? You know that. Okay, so it's turned out it's a paint chop, and I want to get into the breech to clean it. All we do, this back plug, we just turn this by hand. Don't have to worry about loosening any bolts on this one. I've been rather anal with all the bolt lengths. And your bolt will come out in your hand like this, okay? So then what you do is you're going to put your squeegee in here, give it a rub. Ooh, hey baby, I've come to clean your pool. Yeah, so that's your breech clean there, okay? And obviously I don't need to tell you how to clean a bolt, do I? You're going to take a rag and, okay? When you come to servicing, I'm just going to quickly show you how to lube a bolt, because I've seen bolts come in with ½ a pound of lube on. A little dab of bird poo on your finger, and we're going to put a little bit on the rear O-ring, a little bit on the front O-rings, and a little bit in the middle. And it's sort of mainly just the O-rings we're looking to lube, okay? So when you've done that, to make refitting this bolt easier to get back in the gun, drop it into your tail cap, like so. Take the entire tail cap and screw that into your marker. There you go, nice and easy, pretty painless. I'm going to do it all the way up, I don't really need to, because this is a hypothetical video. Okay, next thing we're going to do is how to take the hopper off. What we're going to do is we're going to take an Allen key. There's 2 bolts or 2 screws on the side, depending on, you know, what I had at the time when I was putting them together. You can say I want Allen keys, you can say I want screws, but they're just attachments. A means of holding your rip clip in place, nothing more. That's your rip clip off, okay, 2 bolts, no biggie iffy there, is there? You'll also have this little metal ring. This is rather important, do not lose this metal ring. This is the feed tube from the rip clip to your marker, okay, and it only fits in one way round. So, take note, do not lose this metal ring. I can make another one for you, but what it means is the whole gun will have to come back here. In fact, I might actually bomb that in there so it can't get lost, yeah. Next, how do we take the gun apart? Now, obviously, this is not a complete gun, but to give you just an idea what we're going to do here, plus to show you a couple of little hidden parts as well. Start with, obviously, there's an Allen key. At the back of the trigger frame, we're going to take this off. In fact, I'm going to speed this up just by using a T-bar here. Okay, so that's that bolt out, which is now stuck on the end of my Allen key. By the way, these are not metric sizes. Don't go and get your granddad's bleeding metric Allen key set out, because all you'll do is wreck all the bolts, right? Now, none of these bolts have to be done up Hulk strength. Pinch tight is all that is required. This is not a full recoiling firearm. We only have to pinch them up. Okay, so there's a bolt hidden in the front here, one at the rear. Once you've got those 2 off, the trigger frame will fall away, okay? Now that leaves you with your rail. Now, what I want to show you, just underneath this rail, is how we lock in your nubbins, okay? So there's a bolt on the back here. This bolt on the back holds the rail in place, which takes the whole rail off. Now this is very important, because if you miss this, you're going to lose a detent spring. okay? Right here, where my finger is, there's a little black piece of plastic. Yeah, this is actually locked in place. It just sits there freely, although it's a little sort of friction fit, but this little black plastic plate is actually held in place by the rail, okay? Now, underneath this black plastic plate is one of the detents. Now, on this particular marker I have here, it's a rubber detent, but on your gun, it's a spring-powered detent. Now, if you take it apart and you're not paying attention, you will lose the spring. The spring will just go boing off into no man's land. You will lose the spring, your gun will double feed, and it will chop paint, okay? Now, next thing I want to show you is, you see where the feed port is lined up on there? Now, I'm going to turn this around, if I can, yep. Right, so there's the feed port. I'm going to turn this around. On the top of the gun, there's also another detent, right? So I'm going to pull this out now, because this is free to come out. There's another detent on top as well. In fact, this gun has 3 detents. The detents that are on top are held in by the roundness of the body, okay? So if there were springs on these, the springs are resting against the inside of this body. Be aware of this when you're taking this out, otherwise you're going to lose the springs. And those springs are really, really important. Now, when it comes to putting it back together, drop that in so that hole's lining up. Take your rubber detent, push it into the rubber detent hole, or your spring detent. I'll supply you with some rubber detent, so don't sweat it. In fact, I'll do you a spares kit that comes with it. Put your little plate back on, which holds the detent in place. Drop your rail back in, and that holds the plastic plate in position. Yeah, got it? I'm not going to go through the whole rigmarole of putting it all back together, because it's exactly the reverse of what I just showed you to take it apart. Next we're going to do the rip clip, okay? So I'm going to put this down there and we're going to get on to some rip clipping. See you soon. Bye bye.